I once knew a guy who decided he was going to breed birds. It's like really exotic parrot for sale for pets. And he decided, he got the brilliant idea that he would bind their wings because he thought it would be easier to deal with them, in case the door of the cage flew open, he wouldn't have to worry about them flying away. And what he discovered is after a few generations of birds, he no longer had to bind their wings because they had forgotten that flying was in their nature. They didn't teach their offspring to fly because they never had flown. And of course, the story is made up. But what I'm saying is, we're like those birds in that story. Human beings, we've had our wings bound for so long that we don't even know our full potential as humans. And that's been by design. Other humans have done this to humans as a whole. And I believe that because we don't know our full potential as humans, we live in scarcity mode. We've been trained that in order to have all of our basic needs met, we must bow down to overlords and earn money because our instincts have been robbed from us. Our ability to know where we are at any given time based off of how the wind's blowing, where the sun is, the scent in the air, like what's going on based off of our connection to the earth, our instincts have been lost. We also don't know how to grow our own food. We don't know how to build our own houses. We don't know how to keep ourselves alive, basically. And that's so that our freedom could be taken from us. And I believe that's why it's so hard for us to look into the eye of our brothers and sisters who are struggling, because we're in scarcity mode already. Even if we have our basic needs met, the only reason many of us have them met is because we're able to get up and go to a job every day and earn money. But we know that we think that our capacity to give and to share with our brothers and sisters who are struggling is limited to how much money we have in the bank. And most people don't have a lot of extra cushion so far as that goes. But what if you knew that you were abundantly wealthy, beyond measure, that you had a flow from God, from heaven, of everything that you needed at any given time? If you had that kind of faith, you would give freely. But because we've been cut off from that, from the knowledge, from the knowing that we are part of God, who is all powerful, who is all knowing, and that all we have to do is surrender, and in that surrendering we have access to all we need at any given time. If we knew that, we could look each other in the eye. We could sit and hold space for our brothers and sisters who are struggling. But because we don't know that, and because we think it's money that we need, and we're so scared if we don't have enough money that we're not going to be able to survive. And yes, it's true, if you're in survival mode, which all of us are, even the people who have money, like people who are like really wealthy, they're scared they're going to lose that money, right? So we're all either like desperately seeking out more money or desperately trying to make sure and hold on to our money, and when we can't trust anybody because we think they only want to be our friends for our money. There's a lot of that shit going on. But we're all a bunch of birds that can fly. And we're down here being all pedestrian and walking around acting like we gotta wait on handouts from the government. No. We could soar. We could soar high above, and we can see what's going on, and we can make a more informed decision. Right? By increasing our level of awareness, our consciousness. This body is a powerful, powerful machine, a vehicle that we're driving around, but we don't know how to operate it. You ever guys ever hear of the cities? These yogic powers that people can develop when they really come to know themselves and their body, when they become completely embodied and aware of what's going on. Okay? We are powerful beings. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And it's not about like, oh, I'm so powerful, I'm going to have my will be done. It ain't about that. What I'm saying is God is powerful. That's what I mean to say. And we are vessels, conduits, instruments of the power of God if we surrender to that. The wealthiest people you will ever meet, a lot of them ain't got shit as far as material goods or money, because they don't realize that ain't where it's at, that's a trap in large part, that it's a heavy weight, that it's limiting. And I'm not saying like money's bad, it's a tool. But when you think that it is the only tool, oh my God, how limited is that? Like, if you were a builder and the only damn tool you had was a fucking hammer, what are you gonna build with a damn hammer? Okay, it's like that. We're all walking around with one tool in our tool belt, and it's called money. Well, what if you had an unlimited supply of tools, and you could invent a tool, it could manifest before your eyes in the very moment you needed it. You don't even know what the name of the tool is because it's invented on the spot as the need arises. That's what it's like to be totally surrendered and awakened. And I'm not saying I am. And I'm not saying I know anybody who is. There are varying degrees of becoming aware and awake and conscious. And the more aware and awake and conscious you become, the less attached you become to material things and to money and the idea that that's what you need. And simultaneously, you become more free with your energy, with your love, because you know you are abundance. So yeah, what I'm saying is you can fly.